yeah, I think as long as you find a good artist, and then my biggest recommendation with getting tattoos is like, if you want something super, super specific, that's okay. And if you want something that is just printed off the computer, like logos and designs and stuff, that's okay too, as long as it's not a tattoo that is individual to someone else. Like if it's just a symbol from something that is like kind of a general symbol that anyone can get, that's fine. But don't ever like steal or copy someone's tattoos. You can take something in as inspiration, but it's like kind of shitty. Like that person on TikTok who will just tattoo someone else's exact unique tattoo on someone else. It just doesn't feel good as the person who has the tattoo. For the one I got, this script on here, like that was a very generic sort of thing, and also it got changed a bit. It got a different font and it's larger. But yeah, copying someone's, like, if someone got this exact rat, like the same configuration of it and everything, I would feel kind of like, bro, this is my rat, you know what I mean? And also most tattoo artists who are reputable won't do that. But it's just kind of weird if someone has something that they got for themselves and then someone else is like, I want that exact thing. But if someone was like, oh, I want a rat with a rose, and it was like a little bit different, sure, then whatever, you know? Yeah, text is words, it's not the same with words. Yeah, whereas art is a bit different. But yeah, I say like most of the time, go in with like, if you find a really good artist, you can have like a very broad idea. Like for this tattoo, this artist has tattooed me before, and also I looked at everything they've done on Instagram to get a vibe for what they do. And so she does a lot of like, she only does black and gray, so I knew it was going to be black and gray. And she does a lot of roses and switchblades and like, what are those things? The like maces, the spiked maces. And so I was thinking, okay, if I give her a pretty open idea, I'll probably get something kind of similar to the stuff that she likes doing. And so when I emailed her, I was like, hey, here's a picture of the space. Here's the picture of the space with a ruler and a measuring tape next to it, so you know how big it is. Yeah, Morningstar. Yeah. And then I said, can you just do something with a rat or multiple rats? And she was like, do you want anything else? And I was like, literally whatever you want to do, like, I am cool with it, because I knew that she's good at what she does. And I think for a lot of tattoo artists, that's kind of what you can do. It's like have a pretty good, like, you know, just take in something that you want and then they can rework it for you. So like this, when I came in, she's like, here's what I have, do you like this? And I was like, yeah. And then during part of it, I was like, oh, I love it so much. And I was like, I was looking at your other stuff and I was like, oh, maybe like a rat with a switchblade or a rat with a rose, or, you know, I was like thinking of the different stuff you could do. And she's like, you know what? I did draw another one of these with a switchblade, but I just couldn't get it to look the way that I wanted to. So I kept the rose, and I was like, I like it too. So it was so funny because if you have a good artist, they can kind of do anything with the idea you give them. And like my arm that has all of the mythology on it, for that I went in with sort of like a mood board of stuff. So I was like, I want Cersei the witch and maybe like one of the monsters that she has. So I have like this snake under here. And I was like, you can do kind of anything else that you want to do. And so the way he did it was he did like a close-up of Cersei, and she has her hand back here with like a potion pouring out of it. And then you can see the snake, the monster, starts here and then goes up and underneath. And then he was like, I don't really know what to do for the background. I was like, maybe some like fire and smoke. And he's like, yeah, what about a lot of eyes? And I was like, all right. And then for my hand, I had emailed him, like we did the entire every other part of the sleeve. And I was like, man, I really want my hand done now. So I emailed him like a week later and I was like, hey, can you tattoo my hand too? And he was like, yeah, what do you want on it? And I was like, I don't really know. maybe something that just goes with the rest of what I have. And he was like, okay. So then I just showed up on the day of the tattoo, and he's like, here's what I drew. And it was this heart locket kind of thing. He's like, is that cool? And I was like, yeah, I like it. So I didn't even know what I was getting this day at all, and I went in for that. But of course I do have other things that are like, obviously this is Raichu, and I've got like anime stuff on this arm that is more just like printed out things, so it's kind of fine.